Hi guys, and welcome back to Nick's Home Renovation. In this week's episode, you can probably see behind me, really exciting, we are finally watertight. We have our Crittall look windows and doors in, our skylights and 2 lanterns are in from EOS roof lights, and I have lots more things to show you, but let's start with the really exciting thing. Really excited to think about the finished house. And you can really see the divide of the 2 rooms now. So as we come through from my hallway, this bit here where we put this stud edging in here, this is going to be a stud wall. You can now see the kitchen. So we've got a double patio doors going out here, and we've gone for this Crittall look. So Crittall is a steel type look, but these are all aluminium. So all of these, the black ones here, are aluminium. And we really like the thin one. Eagle-eye viewers might notice that this isn't perfect. So we've got 2 snags, which the window guys told me about. This bar is obviously slightly higher, so this whole pane needs to be changed. And again, in the living room, exactly the same problem from the manufacturer, that this bar doesn't quite line up to. So they're the only changes, and also a couple of the types of glass are wrong. But it's much easier for you to visualize what we're going for now. So we've got our double doors out to the garden, and look at the state of this garden, by the way. It is a weed fest out there. And we're going to have this lovely double window looking out, and this is where we're going to have our sink. And then we've got these 2 windows either side of the hob, which I think are quite unusual compared to most kitchens. Most people tend to have the window in the middle, so I quite like having these 2 windows here, and I love symmetry, so I'm really pleased with those. And even though the windows are different from the ones in the front, I like the cross that we have going across there. My carpenter has begun to get ready to do the stud work here, so they can just see the edge, so this could all be plastered in here next week. My plasterer is here for 4 days, I'm glad to say. And then this is going to be a stud wall with a double doors, and it's going to be a pocket doors, so the doors are going to slide into the pockets, and we're actually going to take it a little bit back into this space here because we've got a little bit of space here, and we're going to stud all this off eventually as well. Then you'd come through the double doors, and then you've got our living room. So we didn't want to go for the bars here, we just wanted something slightly different on that side one here. And then again, we've got double patio doors and 2 tall windows either side. So I really like this Crittall look. As I said, all these are aluminium and Crittall is actually steel, but I really like how this thicker frame, by the handle, and then the really thin 30mm frames going across. And actually, once we plasterboard these edges here, it will really come in, because you actually take the plasterboard right over into here to give a really thin frame. Also, excitingly, we have our lanterns in. So these are a company called EOS Roof Lights who supply these. I don't get paid to promote these guys, but I've used them for years, so I always like to mention them because they honestly do the best skylights in the business and are always so reliable. And they do UK nationwide. So we went for a 2 metre by 1 metre lantern in here. I really like the height it's given us, and obviously the black frame being only 50mm really matches these edges that will eventually be 50mm as well, and the bit round the door handle. We have another lantern up here, 2 by 1, exactly the same style with a black look. And then in this zone we just went for a standard skylight, but again with a black edge, and you can see there's a slight lean on it just to take rainwater away. It's actually so clean at the moment, it looks like it's not there, but I'm sure it won't be clean for very long. For those of you that haven't seen this video before, we are having a big L-shaped kitchen here with an island in the middle, 2 tall units here with the double oven, microwave and fridge, low units here with the sink and the hob, corner units, no wall units to keep it as open as possible. And what we're doing, we're using this space where the end of the old house is and then the new extension is, because we've got 33 centimeters of space in here. So our units are going to come out maybe 2 or 3 centimeters from here. We have to bring it out a little bit so skirting can go into the units below and pelmets, etc. But we're going to utilize this space by using this 33 centimeters of space and an additional 27 centimeters to put a full unit in here. And then we're going to have 1 tall unit in here, then these amazing double larder units in here. There'll be a tea and coffee station, and then just a door to the utility in here. So we'll lose maybe 30 centimeters of space back here by the time we do that, once we stud all this off. It really won't make too much of a difference to this room, as it's a lovely size, 3.6 meters this way and about 3 meters this way. So really not losing too much, and I really think that's a nice feature to have by utilizing this space, making this kitchen feel really big in a big U shape, actually not losing much of the space itself, with plenty to walk around the island in the middle here. The utility room has all been boarded, so this is all ready to be plastered next week. As I said, my plasterer is here for 4 days for 3 of them, so the video next week should be really exciting. All these walls are ready. Obviously he's not going to do this one as this is being studded off, but the rest of it can be plastered, including the ceilings. This is just the garage for those interested. All I've got is my car charger in there, but nothing else exciting going on. And then this room is going to be hit hard, so all these reveals can be plastered. Now all this can be plastered in, plastered and plasterboarded in here, and all of this can be plastered next week. So I really hope they start out the back here, because our kitchen from DIY Kitchens is coming in August. So I'd like to get this ready and dry in plenty of time. This has all been boarded previously. Got the pink here. Pink plasterboard basically goes over steelwork. And we have a steel one from all the way from here to this wall here, the outside of the old house. And what we're standing in now is the double extension. And then another steel runs through here eventually. So we have to put pink across there too. Later date. This can't be boarded yet as there's so much plumbing to be done. You can see all my plumber's pipes, but that waste basically is one external, and that waste will link up to here. And this big hole in the ceiling is one shower, you can see. So my plumber has to bring a waste from here, connect up to this pipe and out the external wall into the waste out there. And then there's a second one from ensuite number 2. This big hole here, waste comes down there, connects up to a different one, and we'll go through that hole there externally again. Then there's a third one upstairs. So you can see how many connections the plumber has to done. So he's sort of lashed everything in for now, but it's all going to be clipped up by the time he's finished. As you could see, I put 50mm insulation in everywhere. So for those of you guys doing it at home, I've been using this 50mm rock wall. I've been using one that's sort of a higher sound insulation, because I think when people are walking above, it helps. And this is what it looks like out of the pack. And you just cut it using a Stanley knife. This room's been plastered, as you can see. This is Emily and I's sort of evening TV snug room. And then the room I was just in is going to be Lydia's lovely big playroom, which will be full of mess. I've been doing some labouring this week here, so I've taken down, you might not even remember it, but there used to be a porch out the front, and it used to be above my head here. That's all now completely taken out, because the aim of the game is to put an oak porch in here eventually. So I've taken all that out, and you can see the holes where it was all coming across there. So I'll show you the front briefly, but not much has changed other than the porch. And I've also been speaking to my renderer this week about having everything rendered, which is the next big job, and probably going to happen sometime within the next month. We're just deciding on what shade to get. It'll be probably some shade of off-white, but we're still not sure. This is Emily's office. This is all ready to be plastered as well. We believe all this plaster is blown, so we can either hack it off or we can dot and dab it. So we might be dotting and dabbing these walls. As it's so quick for him to dot and dab it, it might actually work out cheaper. Just for him, and we don't have to do all the bonding. So then this can all be plastered. So we've got probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rooms that can be plastered. This hallway is not ready yet. We've been doing some chasing in the ground because the plumber's got to get a gas pipe. The mains gas pipe is going to eventually, in the meter and everything, is all going to be upgraded and move into this cupboard. So we've been hacking out the floor, and he's put a temporary water pipe in here as well, because we've got our mains water coming in here in front of the front door, and he just wanted to take it into here. So this was already there, this hole. So he's utilised that temporarily so he can test the pressure in all of his pipes. This is eventually going to be sort of a cloakroom, and at the back there is almost going to be like a plant room. Our cylinder's going to be in there, my underfloor heating's in there, those grey cables on the wall are all my Cat 6 cables, my fuse board's in there. So almost like a plant room, which is a bit farcical in a normal house, but never mind. And this is a very generous sized downstairs loo. Got our temporary toilet that I got for £30, which is great, and even put a little light in there. And this is going to end up, we think, panelling around here. Loo where it is, sink over here, and just a radiator in here. And I'm going to be putting electric underfloor heating in all the bathrooms and downstairs toilet as well. Got some lead here from the flashing. That'll be getting scrapped because you can get not amazing money, but it might be £30 worth of money there just by taking it to a scrap place. The hallway has been boarded, some of it's been plastered, but that's a plasterer might be doing this next week, but I don't know whether he is, because the hall is probably the last place that needs to be plastered. So he might not want to do this, taking it down there, I'm not sure. For those that haven't seen my other videos, bedroom 4 is here. This is probably the only unchanged room in the house. In fact, I think it is. Really nice size, but no frills really, but we've had it plastered, rewired, replumbed. This is probably going to be Lydia's room now. So this is the 3rd bedroom. We're picturing her bed being here, and then we've got our Jack and Jill bathroom going on, which we've created. So we were going to have an ensuite here for this bedroom, but we decided to do a Jack and Jill bathroom with creating this space here for wardrobes, right, shelves on the left. And then coming into the bathroom from this angle, and also coming into the bathroom from the landing here too. So we're going to have a freestanding bath here, but a back to wall one. So back to wall, but then sort of like a D shape in this corner. You can see all these chases for all the valves and everything. So the valves are going on this wall. This is going to be for the handheld hose. We've got a niche under here and this little bit of plasterboard here. And you can see from what my plumber's already begun. He started doing valves here for the main shower, and these notches out here will be one feed out for the hose, which will probably sit there on a bar going up and down, and then notches at the top for the main head coming out here. Plumbing is actually so involved, I can't believe how much work has to go into it. And you can see he's mounted some fixings in here for what will be the sink, so that'll probably be a wall hung sink with a floating tap. So that's all ready to go as well, by the looks of it. Looks like the plumber's been in here today. And then coming through to the extension, got this little room on the right, which will be our boiler in there. Bedroom 2, all plastered. Not much has changed here this week because we're basically waiting to get a mist coat on here. I've ordered my skirting, I've ordered my architrave, so believe it or not, that can go on in some of the plastered rooms. And my plumber's been in here testing some of the fittings in this ensuite, where you can see those pipes coming out the wall with the towel rail. Then we've got the fittings we're going to be having for the shower here. So the idea was that we could turn these on and off without being in the shower and getting soaked. The main head is over this side, and then this will be for a hose as well. So we've got shower down the end here. Loo is where this pipe is, that's the feed for the toilet. And then we're having a sink here with a mirror above here for ensuite number 2. Coming through to the main bedroom, and I'll hop out the window in a sec so I can show you the skylights from above. But I'll show you quickly out the window now, the lanterns, but I'll get out there because it's quite cool to see from above. This is going to be our dressing room, so I think we're going to have an L shape of wardrobes possibly here with a dressing table for Emily over here. This hasn't been boarded yet because we just need to work out radiator sizes before boarding that and plastering that. Our bedroom, the master bedroom, has been plastered, and our plumber has been working on our ensuite as well. So similar deal, valves on the right where we can turn them on and off without getting soaked before we get in there. Showers going up on this side. You can see he's had to notch out all of that stud work. Plumbing really is much more difficult than electric, so I would say. And then this little pipe's here coming up for a hose again. wall hung taps there. Then where those two pipes are coming out the wall will be our towel rail, and then behind here our toilet where that feed is there under the window. So the plumber's been very busy. You can see lots of pipes everywhere. Such involved work. And let's jump out the window now and I'll show you these lanterns from above. So here we are. So for those that can't get your bearings, this one is looking down into our living room. This one is over our kitchen. And this one is over the kitchen too, where the hob is. So all three of these are from a company called EOS Roof Lights, EOS. I can't recommend them more highly, and as I say, it's not a paid promotion. They are just really good quality, really reasonable price, and most importantly run a really efficient business and are really nice guys. So that's it for now. You can see if I hang on here, this garden, I don't know what I'm going to do with this garden. I think I need to get a really good lawnmower and think about what to do. But thanks to everyone for watching and subscribing. Got a really busy week next week with 4 days of plastering, so I think by the end of next week it should be really exciting. Hopefully you see lots of dark walls with plaster on the wall and lots more progress, and then we can start thinking about putting skirting on and architraves and even some of the electrics. So making really good progress, and I'm still on, I think, for my September-October deadline, but we'll see. But thanks for watching and subscribing. See you next week. Cheers.